So often my clients want to know, well, what types of play are we going to be able to use to treat aggression? And one thing I would say about using play to treat aggression is that it's not one type of play to treat one type of aggression or one type of play to treat, one type of situation. It's a whole bunch of different things that can be used to treat a whole bunch of different problems. Hi, I'm Karen London. Welcome to Kong Classroom. For example, a dog that's aggressive to visitors, if you can teach them that every single visitor is going to be engaging in a game of fetch with you, then they're first of all, they know what to do, and I think that's helpful for a lot of dogs. And then also, if they're afraid of people, but they learn, oh, people are just tennis serving machines, basically, they're throwing balls, that can really work. Their dogs say that they're aggressive out on walks when they see people. If you can get them tugging and engaged with that can be really helpful. Certainly, a lot of types of play can be used. Say the dog is really prone to arousal, but you start to teach them an on-off button. Like every time we fetch or every time we tug, we're gonna stop. I'm gonna ask you to do some kind of high five or a sit or a roll over, anything, and then we'll get back to play. You teach the dog to rev their arousal up and then calm it down. Rev it up, calm it down. So there's so many different ways that you can do that. I think play is so effective at treating aggression for a number of reasons. One reason is that play can have such an amazing impact on dogs' emotions. Like you can feed dog treats, and I certainly do that in a lot of aggression protocols, but there are dogs that maybe they're scared of something and that's why they're acting aggressive, and you can give them treats in the presence of that and they're taking it, but in kind of that snatchy, like I'm nervous way. But if you can get them to play, it really seems to flip that switch. It changes who they are. Like, oh, every time a dog comes down the street, I'm gonna get to play with my wubba. Fantastic, I love seeing people come down the street, and that can make a huge difference. Another reason that I think it works is that unfortunately, there's a lot of shame associated with having an aggressive dog. And I had an aggressive dog and I felt that. People could see me walking down the street in the beginning part of my work with my dog, and I didn't want to be like, oh, there goes that lady with that dog. I understand what that feels like. First of all, I wish people didn't have shame and guilt, but they do have it. But if I say to someone, well, one of the things that we're going to do is use play to help your dog with this issue, I can almost see them thinking, like if they had a cartoon bubble over their head, they would be saying, wow, I thought this was a really serious problem. I didn't even know we could keep the dog, but it can't be that bad if we're gonna play our way out of it. So that from the client point of view, I think that is a large reason that it works, because it helps people get on board. There are certain dogs that are really well suited to being treated with play, and in my experience, they're often young, they're often really energetic, they're already play motivated, ideally interested in toys, which is obviously a large part of play, but not the only part. And they're often dogs that are owned by people that are interested in play, which often means kids in the house. And a final thing that I think is often a sign to me that maybe incorporating play into an aggression treatment plan is that the issues come from arousal. The dogs are sort of just buzzing up. And I often think of those, I often say to clients, these are the kind of dogs, they're not out of your control, they're out of their own control. And often those dogs, if they have an aggression issue, are really good candidates for play to be either the whole part or at least a main part of their, plan to be their best self. There are so many reasons that I love using play to treat aggression, but the main one is that it works, it's effective. And I am, it's not my job to come up with a plan that would work if people did it. My job is to come up with a plan that people will do and that will work. So that is one of the reasons that I like it. It's so effective. I think people really get on board with it. Oftentimes children can be engaged with it. Many times I think it's very motivating for people because they like playing with their dog already. And then so much aggression, I think, can be helped if you can build a better relationship between people and their dogs, and obviously nothing does that better than play. So much aggression relates to arousal, and play obviously can manage arousal, but can also cause arousal. Like we've certainly see dogs playing or people playing with dogs, and it's starting to escalate, and people that are really knowledgeable watching are like, oh no, oh no, oh no, and then something bad happens. So play, aggression, arousal, and the relationship are all linked just because of the many connections between them. I'm a big believer in the power of play. Play is more than something to do just when you don't have something else to do. It's not just recreational. It can be used for really important things like helping your dog not be bored and helping your dog to build its relationship with you, and how it can be used to help treat aggression. And play is that powerful. I think it's one of the most powerful tools that behaviorists and trainers have to help dogs who are aggressive to be their best selves and learn better and new habits. I'm Karen London. Thanks for joining us in Kong Classroom.